The journey to understanding the profound principles of Hermeticism isn't a random event. It's a resonant call. You didn't stumble upon these ancient truths by accident. Your very frequency, the unique energetic signature you emit, has to align with what might be called divine disclosure or the frequency of remembrance. The Kybalion, often seen as a dense text, reveals itself not as something to be intellectually conquered, but as a living map, a cipher that only unlocks its secrets when the soul is finally ready to break free from its self-imposed cycles. These aren't just abstract ideas, they are the invisible architects of your reality. The fundamental laws, mentalism, correspondence, and rhythm operate in the background, silently shaping everything from the ebb and flow of your closest relationships to the unexpected synchronicities that dot your days. They influence your financial well-being, your physical health, and the very narrative of your life. Without this deeper recognition, these patterns are destined to repeat, each echo growing louder, each lesson more profoundly felt, until the message can no longer be ignored. And real quick, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos just like this. Now let's keep going. The universe whispers its secrets, but we often don't hear them because we're not tuned to the right station. We think we are caught up in the daily noise and drama, but the fundamental laws governing all existence, the very bones of reality, were always there, humming beneath the surface of our awareness. You encountered these hermetic principles not by chance, but because your inner tuning fork finally vibrated at the correct pitch. It's a humbling realization that these cosmic blueprints have been waiting for you. This wasn't about learning something new, but about remembering what your soul inherently knew. The principles of mentalism, correspondence, and rhythm are not external doctrines to be memorized, but inherent truths to be recognized within your own being. They are the unseen currents that guide your life's journey, dictating the unfolding of your experiences in ways you may not have perceived until now, hinting at a deeper order that has always been accessible. This understanding sets the stage for us to explore how these laws operate within us and around us, beginning with the foundational principle that all existence is purely mental. That's precisely what we'll uncover in the following section on mentalism, the universe as thought. Imagine a world woven from pure thought, a vast consciousness where every form, every experience is merely an idea made manifest. This is the essence of mentalism, the first principle of the Kybalion. It's not about positive thinking or affirmations in the superficial sense. It's the radical understanding that the universe itself is fundamentally mental. Your mind, as a fragment of this universal mind, has the power to influence and create reality. Every thought you entertain, every belief you hold, is an energetic impulse sent out into this sea of consciousness. These impulses don't just vanish, they coalesce, they gather momentum, and they eventually manifest as the tangible experiences you encounter. This includes your seemingly solid life, your relationships, and even your physical surroundings. They are all the crystallized thoughts of your own consciousness and the collective consciousness. To grasp this truth is to begin to understand the immense creative power you wield, a power that operates constantly, whether you are aware of it or not, and understanding this foundation is crucial to seeing why certain patterns seem inescapable. That brings us to the next crucial point. Why does your mirror keep looping? Have you ever felt trapped in a recurring dream, a scenario you've lived through countless times before? That feeling of déjà vu, of patterns repeating themselves with uncanny accuracy, is a direct manifestation of what happens when we aren't consciously directing our thoughts. If the universe is the mind, and your mind is the sculptor, then a mind that constantly returns to the same old thoughts, the same old beliefs, will inevitably sculpt the same old reality. Your relationships, your financial situations, even your health struggles can become like a cracked record, playing the same disheartening melody over and over. This isn't a random misfortune. It's the universe faithfully reflecting back the dominant energetic signature you are broadcasting. You are looking into a mirror, and the image staring back is a direct imprint of your inner landscape, a landscape that's been cultivated by your consistent thinking and feeling. This creates a powerful loop, a feedback mechanism that can feel impossible to escape if you don't understand the fundamental connection between your inner state and your outer world, a connection that relies on a deeper principle of similarity. In the next section, we will delve into the principle of correspondence and how it illuminates this hidden bridge. The Hermetic principle of correspondence is one of the most profound insights into the nature of reality. Its famous adage states, "As above, so below, as below, so above." This isn't just poetic metaphor, it's a literal description of how the universe functions. It reveals an immutable connection between all planes of existence, from the grandest cosmic scale to the most intimate details of your personal life. Think of it like this: the macrocosm, the vast universe, is mirrored in the microcosm, your individual being. The patterns you observe in the stars, in the changing seasons, in the fundamental laws of physics are replicated within you. Your body, your mind, your emotions, they all operate according to the same underlying principles. This interconnectedness means that understanding one realm provides insight into another. When you see a pattern playing out in your external life, it's a direct echo of an internal condition. This principle is the very engine that allows the universe to reflect your inner state so perfectly, creating the looping patterns we just discussed. But to truly master this, we need to understand what is actually influencing these patterns at their deepest level. That's why, in the next section, we'll examine vibration. It's never about emotion. We often mistake intense feelings for high vibrations, believing that overwhelming joy or deep sadness are the primary drivers of our energetic state. However, the truth of vibration in Hermeticism is far more subtle and infinitely more powerful. It's not about the emotional quality of your thoughts so much as the frequency at which they are oscillating. Emotion is a product of vibration, not its source. Your true energetic signature is determined by the underlying resonance of your habitual thoughts and beliefs. Are you consistently vibrating at a frequency of lack, fear, and limitation, even if you try to suppress it with fleeting moments of happiness? Or are you radiating a steady hum of abundance, peace, and trust? The universe responds to this underlying frequency, not the temporary emotional display. It's the consistent, underlying tone that truly matters. This consistent, energetic tone dictates what you attract into your life, influencing everything. But understanding this constant, energetic broadcast also reveals how life itself unfolds in a pattern that is often misunderstood as cyclical. In the next section, we'll explore the truth about the spiral, not the circle. We tend to see life as a series of repeating circles. We go through the same motions, encounter the same obstacles, and feel like we're back where we started. But this is a misunderstanding of a fundamental truth. Life doesn't truly move in perfect circles, it moves in spirals. Each time you encounter a familiar situation or challenge, you are not returning to the exact same point. Instead, you are ascending or descending to a new level on the spiral. This means that each repetition, while appearing similar, is actually an opportunity for growth or regression. If you are learning the lessons presented by the circling pattern, you will move to a higher turn of the spiral, gaining new perspective and encountering the situation from an elevated position. However, if you resist the lesson, you will find yourself on a lower turn, experiencing the same issue with potentially greater intensity or consequence. The key to breaking free from the feeling of being stuck in circles lies in recognizing this spiral motion and consciously choosing how to engage with each turn. This involves understanding the dynamic forces at play that create this movement. Next, we will unpack the principle of polarity and how it governs the magnetic field of our existence. Polarity, the principle of opposites existing in harmony, is the fundamental force that drives much of our experience. It's not just about good and evil, light and dark, or hot and cold. These are just surface manifestations of a deeper dynamic. Every pair of opposites is actually two extremes of the same thing, two poles on a single spectrum. Understanding this allows us to see how seemingly opposing forces are deeply interconnected, constantly influencing each other and creating the energetic tension that propels change and growth. This dynamic interplay creates a magnetic field within and around us. Our beliefs, our intentions, and our energetic state are constantly interacting with this field, attracting or repelling experiences based on their energetic alignment. If you're oscillating between extreme fear and desperate hope, you're creating a chaotic magnetic field that can attract unpredictable outcomes. Mastering polarity isn't about eliminating one side of a pair, but about finding the point of balance and conscious neutrality. By understanding how these opposing forces work, we can begin to consciously influence the magnetic field of our lives. But what happens when we remain ignorant of these universal dynamics, caught in cycles of experience? In the next section, we will confront the consequence of not knowing. Ignorance of these fundamental laws is not bliss. It's a recipe for perpetual struggle. When you don't understand the principle of mentalism, your thoughts run wild, creating realities you never intended. When you're unaware of correspondence, you miss the vital clues your external world is sending you about your internal state. And when you can't grasp the nature of vibration or polarity, you remain at the mercy of fluctuating energies, bouncing between extremes without control. This leads to a life lived reactively, buffeted by circumstances rather than consciously shaping them. The repeating patterns become not just annoying, but deeply painful, each echo a stark reminder of lessons unlearned. Your relationships falter, your finances stagnate, and your health suffers, all because the underlying energetic framework guiding these areas remains unacknowledged and unmastered. It's like trying to navigate a powerful river without understanding the current. The consequence is a continuous cycle of what feels like misfortune, a heavy burden carried without the knowledge of how to lighten the load. But there is a rhythm to this dance, a natural flow that, if understood, can be a powerful ally. In the next section, we will explore the principle of rhythm, the wave you must ride. Just as the tides ebb and flow, and the seasons transition with predictable grace, so too does life operate on a rhythm. This principle isn't about the frantic pace of modern living, but about the underlying cyclical nature of all energy and all phenomena. Everything vibrates and moves, everything has its periods of activity and rest, its ebbs and flows. To live in disharmony with this natural rhythm is to fight against the very current of existence. This means that opportunities arise and recede, periods of intense manifestation are followed by times of consolidation, and even challenges have their own unique unfolding rhythm. Trying to force things outside of their natural timing, going against the flow, is a sure way to create resistance and struggle. The key is to learn to recognize these natural waves and surf them, rather than trying to swim upstream. By understanding and aligning with these natural rhythms, we can harness incredible power. We can know when to act, when to wait, and how to optimize our efforts for maximum impact. This deeper understanding of temporal forces is closely tied to how we perceive creation and consequence. In the next section, we will shatter a common misconception: cause and effect is not karma. The concept of karma often conjures images of cosmic retribution, a ledger of good deeds balanced against bad, with predictable, often harsh, consequences. However, in the Hermetic framework, cause and effect operates on a far more fundamental and less punitive level. It's not about moral judgment or cosmic accounting. It's simply the impartial unfolding of universal law. Every cause, no matter how small, has its effect. This is the natural law of action and reaction. When you send out a vibration or an impulse, it inevitably returns to you, not as punishment, but as a mirroring of the energy you initiated. If you sow seeds of discord, you will reap discord. If you cultivate harmony, harmony will be your harvest. It's an energetic exchange, a fundamental principle of physics applied to the energetic and spiritual realms. Understanding this distinction is crucial because it shifts the focus from fear of punishment to the empowered awareness of creation. You are not a victim of cosmic justice, you are the initiator of your reality. This understanding of energetic exchange sets the stage for exploring the foundational blueprint of creation itself. In the next section, we will touch upon gender, the creator's blueprint. Within the Hermetic worldview, gender is not merely a biological distinction. It's a fundamental principle of creation, a cosmic duality present in every aspect of existence. It's the interplay of masculine and feminine energies, not tied to biological sex, but representing active and receptive forces, the initiatory and the nurturing aspects of the universal mind. These archetypal energies are the source from which all manifestation springs. The masculine principle is seen as the active, projective, idea-generating force. It's the spark of inception, the will to initiate. The feminine principle is the receptive, co-creative, form-giving force. It's the fertile ground that nurtures the idea, bringing it into tangible existence. All creation, from the smallest atom to the grandest galaxy, and more importantly, your own life experiences, are born from the harmonious interplay of these two energies. Recognizing this divine duality within all things, especially within yourself, is key to understanding the creative process. But this understanding often clashes with our ingrained societal narratives. In the next section, we'll confront what might be the most pervasive illusion, the great lie of control. We live in a world that constantly tells us we need to be in control, that mastering our circumstances means exerting dominance and directing every outcome. We micromanage our lives, our schedules, our relationships, desperately trying to pin down the unpredictable. But this relentless pursuit of control is, in essence, a battle against the natural flow of universal laws. It's a frantic attempt to force reality into a mold that is fundamentally resistant to rigid imposition. The truth is, true power doesn't come from control, but from understanding and alignment. When you try to force outcomes, you often create more resistance, more friction, and paradoxically, less of what you desire. The universe operates on principles of attraction, resonance, and cyclical flow, not on the brute force of attempted domination. This creates a deep inner conflict, a constant tension between what we want to happen and what the laws of existence are orchestrating. The illusion of control is one of the greatest barriers to truly manifesting the life you desire. It binds you to a reactive state where you are constantly trying to fix what you believe is broken, rather than working in harmony with the inherent creative forces. This realization naturally leads us to a more effective approach. In the next section, we will explore law-based manifestation, not feeling-based. Many teachings on manifestation focus heavily on feelings, telling you to feel as if you already have it or to cultivate positive emotions. While emotion plays a role, it's not the primary driver when it comes to aligning with universal laws. True manifestation, in the Hermetic sense, is law-based, stemming from a deep understanding and application of principles like mentalism and correspondence. This means you create by aligning your dominant mental states and energetic frequencies with what you desire, not just by wishing or feeling good about it. It's about the habitual thought patterns, the underlying beliefs, and the consistent vibrations you emit, rather than fleeting emotional states. The universe responds to your sustained energetic imprint, which is built on coherent thought and consistent energetic output, not on temporary emotional surges. When you align your mental and energetic states with the principles of the universe, you create fertile ground for your desires to manifest organically, in perfect timing, and in accordance with divine order. This kind of focused, law-based intention is what allows you to consciously shape your reality. But often, the patterns we see repeating are trying to tell us something specific about our current trajectory. That's why in the next section, we'll examine the repeating pattern is a messenger. Those recurring situations, the familiar challenges that seem to pop up again and again, are not random occurrences. They are intelligent messages from the universe, subtle nudges, or perhaps even urgent alarms, designed to draw your attention to something specific. Each repeat is an opportunity to examine what you are consistently projecting, what core beliefs or unresolved energies are causing this pattern to replay. The universe is a magnificent mirror, and these repeating patterns are the reflections showing you precisely where adjustments are needed. Are you repeatedly encountering financial struggle? The pattern is a message about your beliefs concerning wealth and lack. Are your relationships consistently fraught with conflict? The pattern is a message about the energetic dynamics you're unconsciously perpetuating. It's a divinely orchestrated feedback loop. By refusing to see these repetitions as mere bad luck and instead recognizing them as messengers, you can begin to decode their profound lessons. This allows you to move beyond the cycle and consciously step into a new narrative. This transformative understanding is the final step toward becoming the conscious architect of your life. In the next section, we will discuss the return to the inner alchemist. Make sure to subscribe for more videos just like this and hit that notification bell so you never miss the next teaching. See you in the next one.